Hey. This all goes back to the states wanting to put forth the impression that they're providing an adequate forum. This would prevent the federal government from intervening in state matters. The states are going to make the argument, we have an adequate forum, we're protecting people's rights, there are fault laws in place, that if fault is committed, we're enforcing these rights and we're protecting people's rights to life, liberty, and property. The problem with that is the courts are also relying upon case law. Case law is intended to interpret laws where there is a little bit of a gray area on the question as to how to apply a law. With fault laws, it really isn't that gray. There are certain things that are called out that if an act of infidelity is a grounds for fault or is considered a fault. And there are a number of other things that are considered fault where the state's posture is though they are applying fault laws, they are granting an adequate forum, but the reality is the application of fault laws is in conflict with the laws that they choose to enforce, which are the laws that adopt this communist principle saying, we're going to decide if you pay alimony based on your ability to pay and somebody else's need, and we're just going to disregard these fault laws. And they cite case law. And another thing about the fault laws is they have unconstitutional language within the laws themselves. They use the word may. And this has been challenged for decades, but no legislature has taken the initiative to fulfill their responsibility and correct this. They put laws in place that say the courts may, and the courts take that literally. They say we may or we may not apply these fault laws. So shame on the legislature for not plugging up those holes. Shame on the courts for not interpreting those laws in a constitutional manner. But the reality is fault laws exist, but they're not being applied, and the reason they're not being applied is because the states are pushing principles of communism in their application of law. I know that sounds extreme, but that's what's happening.